Casey, we have a wonderful philanthropist in the studio with us, Jim Stevens, who is the CEO of the Philanthropy Factory. What do you manufacture there, Jim? Is there any special?
Well, good morning, Casey. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us. We manufacture, hopefully, better children.
That's it.
You know, that's 100%. It's a place where kids give us the things they don't need or use anymore: clothes, books, shoes, and toys. And then 1,000 kids a month after school and on Saturdays come to the factory, check in, and help us process the donations.
The kids do.
The kids do the work. Child labor. The lawyers have assured me
Love it.
that as long as we're not paying the children, there's no child labor violations, no child labor law violations.
Yeah.
And all this great stuff out there, Phil. We collect about 20,000 pounds a week of stuff. And the volunteers, 1,000 kids a month and 500 adults a month, by the way, so 1,500 volunteers a month, go through all the donations. What do we keep? What don't we keep? We organize it. And on the back end, we've got an online shopping cart, like Amazon.com.
Sure.
And we have 200 agencies, about 500 users.
Wow.
Shelters, social workers,
Yep.
school nurses. School nurses are our favorite.
Sure, of course.
In the New Bedford City School District, there's 13,000 kids. Over 500 are homeless. They go to school every day. And the 21 nurses know who every single kid is by name.
Of course.
And we call them distribution partners. And they go online and they write an order for a gift package. I've got a 9-year-old boy named Tom. He wears size 12 clothes. He needs a week's worth of clothes, 7 books, a toy pack. And by the way, his 1-year-old brother could use a stroller.
Wow.
And volunteers take that order off the internet, fill it, and then the caseworker, social worker, school nurse comes to the factory and picks it up. We never see the kids we help. And we helped over 9,000 kids last year, Phil.
And I understand, Jim, that there's about 30,000 kids in the entire area who can be called the poor kids.
Oh, Phil, it's worse.
No,
You know, the new numbers are between Newport, Rhode Island and the Upper Cape. The number is 45,000 children that live in poverty. And poverty is $17,000 for a family of 3.
Wow. Those figures are overwhelming. Just to say 500 children locally are homeless.
In the New Bedford school system.
Unbelievable.
And the nurses, you know, it gets even, it gets depressing, and there's hopeful things I want to say, but one of the school nurses said to me yesterday that those are the kids that are in school, and they estimate it's the same number of kids newborn to age 4 before they go to school.
Right.
So
Wow.
we're looking at over 1,000 homeless kids just in the immediate greater New Bedford area.
If you're just tuning in, Jim Stevens, CEO of Gifts to Give, that's our local philanthropy factory on Titleist Drive in Acushnet, in the former Titleist building, folks, is looking for your help this Sunday, because we're
The 20th.
the 20th, I'm sorry. That's Sunday the 20th for a very interesting bridge tournament. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Phil, some of our longtime supporters are avid bridge players, and they play in master games for points. I'm not a bridge player, but they suggested 2 years ago that we hold a bridge event in the factory.
Nice.
And we've got a wonderful chef, Victor Vieira from Fays.
I know Victor.
Victor has been with us for 5 years.
Yeah.
He and his wife they've adopted 5 of their foster children.
Mm-hmm.
They're amazing people, and he puts on a 5-star gourmet luncheon, and he doesn't charge us, Phil.
That's Victor for you.
It's unbelievable.
That's Victor.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We've got a great bartender named Chuck Cotter.
Oh, I love Chuck.
Chuck makes a signature Bloody Mary.
He is world famous for that. So is Marilyn.
And that's an amazing couple.
It is.
And they have
They
Chuck
are.
has found vendors for all of the libations.
Yeah?
And then our own Martha Kay, a retired educator, is a gourmet baker.
Oh, I know it.
So
I love her too.
she's putting out a gourmet dessert table. We're not charging for the event. The event is 11 in the morning. A luncheon is at 12, and then bridge. We're expecting a couple of hundred people to play bridge.
Good.
Again, there's no charge.
Okay.
I am going to hopefully ask for some money to help us with our building fund.
Sure.
Because we're trying to take this golf ball factory and turn it into a Willy Wonka factory. We've spent the money making it fire safe, but now we need to paint it and we need to do some more construction. So, but it's a really fun way, and this is the third time we've done the bridge tournament. So if you're a bridge player, please think about coming out on September 20th. If you don't have a partner, we'll find one for you.
Beautiful.
There's master points if you're a serious bridge player involved in this tournament. And all the information is available on the front page of our website, giftstogive.org.
And if they don't have a computer, a phone number perhaps?
Old school, I love this.
You betcha.
508-717-8715.
Absolutely. Finally, folks, you've heard me talk about how valuable this philanthropy factory is. I've talked about it in terms of asking you to give up some of your time, especially now when you're slammed with back to school orders. I've been asking adults, men and women, bring a friend, help volunteer now when it's busiest,
Well,
right?
the kids, our primary volunteers are children, but they're in school.
Yeah.
And we help about 150 kids a week. And in September, it goes to 500 a week.
Right.
And then in October, it goes to 700. And in November, it goes to 1,000. So all these kids are looking for winter clothes and warm clothes for winter. So we're looking for adults in the mornings. We're open 6 days a week. 9 to 12 is our wheelhouse. If you're an adult, please, it's a drop-in.
Yeah.
We're at 1 Titleist Drive. We're on the whole second floor. The entrance is in the rear of the building. But if you're an adult and want to really make a tangible difference, spend 3 hours with us.
Amen. Finally, Jim, you had such great success, and WBSM and Fun 107 were so honored to be a part of Stuff the Bus.
Phil, I'm speechless. I'm flabbergasted. I wish I could explain this in a way that would explain how emotional I am about this. The wonderful people here, the general manager here,
Mark Stikowski.
Mark, came up with an idea that last year he said to me, we'd like to help you. What's the number one issue? And I said, our struggle is back to school. There's a lot of kids that start school without the right supplies. And it's a real interesting proposition. So we started early. We secured 1,000 backpacks, and then Mark hooked us up with some amazing people. Can I have 30 seconds just to run over the list?
You go.
It's our lead sponsor was Wareham Crossing. They jumped on board first thing, and they got most of the stores in the crossing to be drop-off locations. And then Bay Coast Bank joined us on all the branches. And then Lazy Boy Furniture in North Dartmouth, Diane Lopes Income Tax Service, Dr. Dental, the Big Value Outlet out in South Dartmouth, Cold Stone Creamery, Yesteryear Cyclery did an amazing job.
Kim is amazing.
He's a little crazy too,
I
Phil,
love
but
him.
more on that later.
Not as crazy as you, but go ahead.
Well, I don't know. He's fixed a couple of 1,000 bikes,
I know it.
and he gives me money.
He is
So he's
beautiful.
paying us to fix bikes, which I don't quite understand, but an amazing gentleman. The Toyota of Dartmouth. And then some interesting things happened. Wallaca, the movers in Wareham, donated all the boxes. I mean, why would they do that? Big Pens donated tons of pens. And then, of course, Tremblay Bus.
Yes.
We came up with this campaign, Stuff the Bus, and then in the middle of the meeting, we need a bus. I mean, that was interesting. And Tremblay didn't bat an eyelash. They just, unbelievable. They just gave us a bus. And Phil, we filled that bus. I want to talk also, a quick thank you to the Fairhaven Neighborhood News. They did a wonderful story, engaged a lot of people. And the best story out of that was 7-year-old Olivia and Galaxy, their cousins. They heard on the radio Stuff the Bus. Their grandmother read this article in the newspaper because the grandmother doesn't listen to rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
But the little girls do when they heard the Stuff the Bus promotions. And when they went school shopping for their own supplies, they each bought an extra backpack with their own money and filled it with supplies and brought it to me. And it was specifically because of they called it a commercial, but the commercial they heard on the radio station, and then Grandma reading the article. So, I mean, all of these people helped us. It was amazing. We collected enough stuff to fill a little over 1,000 backpacks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've got some photos. I was
Yes.
gonna give them to Casey because Casey seems to know how to get them in the internet.
Is that inferring that I don't?
You're exactly.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
you're me, but you're looking at someone who's challenged also. But I have a 14-year-old that'll get the photos
I
out
know it.
this afternoon. All right, but we filled over 1,000 backpacks, and it all came to build this caring community from an idea of the radio station. So we're so grateful. We're so grateful.
Starting with Mark Stokowski and everyone at both stations, it's our honor to be a part of the philanthropy of what you do. It really is. Continue forward, my friend.
Well, thank you very much.
Jim Stevens, CEO of the Philanthropy Factory, known to many as Gifts to Give. We'll be right back.